All right, today we will be moving on to lesson 7.5, which is dividing with exponents. Okay? So there's not an actual bell ringer necessarily up for you depending on the class, but I did want to put it on here just for you to kind of ponder it for even just 30 seconds. So it says we added exponents when we multiplied with the same base. So with that, it's asking what do you think we should do when we divide. So quick refresher, if it was x to the 4th times x to the 5th, that meant we added and got x to the 4 plus 5, which gave us x to the 9th power. So that's what it means by, as a refresher, multiplying with the same base, we added the exponents. So what would you do when we divide? Well, hopefully you're all able to say, hey, well, multiplication and division are opposites, so if we added with multiplication, the opposite of adding would be to subtract. And that is what we do in this case. Now, we're going to have some regular numbers as well. And in the last lesson, we multiplied them because that's what it said to do. In this lesson, we're going to divide them because that's what it's going to say to do. Okay? So we're going to look at some examples. You're learning this today and tomorrow, and your test is on Wednesday, on just 7.5. All right, so I did want to show you, as always, how this works. So the example here, 3 to the 7th divided by 3 to the 4th. Well, if I were to write out 3 to the 7th, it would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 7 times here. So there's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now on the bottom, 3 to the 4th power, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 3 divided by 3 is just 1, so that goes away. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that goes away. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that goes away. And 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that goes away. That leaves me with 3 to the 3rd power. Okay? Well, if we did 3 to the 7th power minus 4, because that's all you do when you divide exponents is you subtract, and 7 minus 4 does give us 3 to the 3rd power. Okay, so like I said, just wanted you to see how and why and that it does actually work. But generally speaking, all you have to do is subtract them. Big thing with this lesson is to make sure you pay really close attention to your positives and negatives, because sometimes we make mistakes when we are adding and subtracting with positives and negatives and not thinking through the whole process. Alright, so our first example here, m to the 2nd power, n to the 4th power over m to the 5th power, n to the 3rd power. Okay, and you can subtract anything with exponents as long as they have the same base. So the first one here, m to the 2nd power over m to the 5th power. Okay? Those do have the same base, so we can subtract them. And 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Okay? I've really truly found that if you write it out in chunks, you're going to be more successful. Okay? So some of you might already be thinking, gotta send it to the bottom, but my recommendation would be to do it piece by piece and do all that at the end. Because on the next one, it's n to the 4th power divided by n to the 3rd power. Well, 4 minus 3 is 1, which is just n. And I want to make sure that I know that my n doesn't have a negative exponent, so it actually stays on the top, but then my m does have a negative exponent, so now is when I would send it to the bottom. So our final answer here would be n over m to the positive 3rd power. Okay, so do it in chunks. The second example over here is y to the 5th power minus y to the 4th power, which just gives us a regular y. That's a pretty basic. Alright, more basic ones too, but I just want to make sure it's making good sense before we go into slightly more difficult ones. So this first one, d to the 3rd power divided by d to the 9th power, so I'm going to subtract, and that gives me 3 minus 9, I'm taking away a bigger number, 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Well, we can't have a negative exponent in our final answer, so we're going to send it to the bottom. There's nothing else there, so 1 is going to fill in top. So it's 1 over d to the 6th power. Okay, and the next one. On top we have a k to the 6th power, on the bottom we have a k. Just a friendly reminder, if there is no exponent, it means it's to the first power. So for our k, it's 6 minus 1, which gives us k to the 5th power. For our j's, it's 2 minus 5, taking away a bigger number, so it's going to be a negative, and that gives us j to the negative 3rd power. Final answer can't have a negative, so we're going to send j to the 3rd to the bottom. The k will stay on top, so it's k to the 5th power over j to the 3rd power. Another couple examples here. Little bit, excuse me, a little bit lengthier with some of these. Okay, I also threw in some negatives to make sure we're paying close attention to that. So in the first one, it is negative 3 minus 5. Well, they are same sign, so you add and take the sign, and that gives us a to the negative 8th power. Second one, b to the 7th over b to the 2nd. 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, now our final answer can't have a negative exponent, so we send that to the bottom. So that gives us b to the 5th over a to the 8th. All right, this next one. The first one, we have x to the 4th power divided by x to the 4th power. 4 minus 4 is 0, so that's x to the 0 power. In the second one, with our y's, we have a negative 1 minus a negative 5. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. So for our y's, we really have negative 1 plus 5, which equals a positive 4. So then that's y to the 4th power. For our z, we have 8, and then minus 1, which is 7. Okay, hopefully you're already in your mind saying that's not an okay final answer, because we can't have a 0 power, because anything to the 0 power is just 1. So that basically goes away. You could also put 1 y to the 4th, z to the 7th, but it's not really necessary. So the final answer here would be y to the 4th power, z to the 7th power. And hopefully in your mind you're saying again, well, anytime you have a variable to the 0 power, yes, it goes away, but you need to include that that variable cannot equal 0. So our final answer here is y to the 4th power, z to the 7th, and then including that x cannot equal 0. Okay, pay really close attention to your positives and negatives. All right. Now, the difference with these is it's not just variables anymore, it is also regular numbers. Okay, when we multiplied with the same base, we added the exponents, but we multiplied the regular numbers. With division, we're going to subtract the exponents, but we're going to divide the actual numbers. If you can divide top by bottom, go ahead and do so. If you can't, make sure you simplify just like you would any fraction. In this first one, 30 is divisible by 10. 30 divided by 10 is 3. So that gives us 3. And then we'll work with our powers. So we have 5th power, and then minus a negative 3, which becomes plus 3. So that's w to the 8th. And then for our z, it's negative 3 minus 8. Same sign, add and take the sign. 3 plus 8 gives us a negative 11. Can't have a final answer that has a negative exponent, so we send it to the bottom, giving us 3w to the 8th power over z to the 11th power. Okay, on the second one, 4 and 12, 4 is not divisible by 12, okay, because the bigger number's in the denominator. But 4 and 12 are both divisible by 4, so that's what we'll do here. We'll divide each of them by 4. So that gives us basically 1 on top, and then 12 divided by 4 is 3, so the 3 is on the bottom. Okay. Now the reason I'm doing top and bottom here currently is because of the fraction. If there were no numbers with fractions, I wouldn't be doing it like this. So then for the next part, it's m to the 3rd power minus a negative 2, which becomes plus 2, and 3 plus 2 is 5. That's positive, so I'm going to put that on the top. Our n to the negative third power, there's nothing to combine with it. However, it's a negative, and we can't have a negative. It's already on the bottom, so we have to send it to the top. So this becomes 1m to the 5th, n to the 3rd, all that over 3. Okay, we don't really need the 1. You can have it there if you want. I'm going to choose not to in my final answer. My final answer will be m to the 5th, n to the 3rd, all that over 3. So if you can't actually divide top by bottom, then make sure you check and make sure there's not a number you can divide both top and bottom by. Okay. One last type of problem here. So I'll show you how and why it works. We'll do a couple examples. We'll spend a little more time on that again tomorrow because I want to get you some work time today. All right, so raising a quotient to a power. So remember, quotient just refers to division. So basically, it's just saying there's a fraction being raised to a power. Now remember, taking it to a power means multiplying it by itself that many times. So for this one, it would be m over n times m over n times m over n times m over n. Well, the rules for multiplying fractions, if you can simplify and reduce, blah, 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 you can, but this is just all variables here. So we literally would take all the tops multiplied and all the bottoms multiplied. Well, each of these m's is basically m to the 1st power, and when we multiply with the same base, we add the exponents, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's m to the 4th power on top, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, n to the 4th power on the bottom. So basically, the big thing is make sure we kind of did it before in the last lesson, but make sure you're distributing the power to everything top and bottom. Okay, anything that's different, either top or bottom it goes to. So this 4th power goes to that and to that, which will take you to that answer a little bit quicker. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples of this, and then you'll have the rest. All right, so our 2 examples here. So that 2nd power is going to go to the 4 and to the x. The 4 doesn't currently have a power, so it's going to take on that power, and it'll be 4 to the 2nd power. On the bottom, the x already had a power, and just a friendly reminder, power raised to a power, from the last lesson, you multiply. So 3 times 2 gives us x to the 6th power. Okay, hopefully you're saying that's not an acceptable answer because we have a number to a power. And 4 squared means 4 times 4, so that gives us 16 over x to the 6th power. Now on the bottom, a couple different ways you can do this problem. I'm going to show you both ways. I'll make my recommendation, but it doesn't really matter as long as you get the final answer in the end. Okay, so one method would be to go ahead and distribute it right away. So on the top, that would give me a to the 21st power over a to the 15th power. Well then, you would say, well hey, they have the same base, so I'm going to subtract the exponents, and 21 minus 15 gives us a to the 6th power. Okay, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is instead of doing your simplifying at that step, you can do it in the beginning, because 7 minus 5 is pretty easy math. So that would, I'm going to move to over here, that would give us a to the 2nd power raised to the 3rd power. By doing it that way, I really only have to apply my power one time, and it's 2 to the 2nd power raised to the 3rd power, power raised to a power you multiply, 2 times 3, also gets us our a to the 6th. Okay? The second way I showed you is probably a little bit easier and would be my recommendation because it makes for smaller numbers, and anytime we have smaller numbers it's a little bit better. But if you don't notice that and you do it the other way, you're perfectly fine because as you can see, we got the same answer both times. All right, you have the rest of the time to work.